This one stock can change early buyers' lives. It is Thursday, January 26th. It's the 22nd. But I think over the next 4 days before Monday, there's some opportunities here. We're going to look at my computer here, see if you guys like this format. This is live. You can see the chat is on the screen. This is actually live. And if you want charts, here's some charts. If you don't want charts, comment that, and then I can just talk broadly about, I wouldn't buy Bitcoin. The market looks strong. Well, it's weak. Memory looks strong. WTC, STX, platinum, palladium look strong. Don't buy the metals, don't buy silver, stuff like that. It's not financial advice, but here's what the charts are saying. Google I actually added to the watch list today. It looks somewhat interesting. Baba, the China names are making big moves. This is a really liquid big move in pre-market, so I don't think you can really touch that, but there it is. A lot of these names are just not that interesting. Caterpillar impressively is holding up, so I would keep that on your watch list, even though it's gone on a crazy run. Incredibly, these semi names are going even higher, so yeah. Goldman holding in there, but kind of a slow mover. And I'm just typing in the chat. This is live on Thursday. So, yeah. You should be able to see that in the chat. Let me know if you can see that show up there. All right. Should work. Just have to make sure that that's totally working for you. I want you to be able to chat. That's sort of the whole magic of the live. So, yeah. We'll be making sure that's possible. With all that said, it's not the end of the world if you can't chat as well. But in about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There we go. The chat is showing up. Okay. This slow-moving pharma stuff, just going to ignore it, even though it might go. Intel is sort of going wild. Okay, now some people are joining. Yeah, so let me know what you're looking at for tickers down in the comments, and we can take a look at those while I'm live for the next 11 minutes. So, what else here? Yeah, these semi-names, we'll just stay away from those. Although, AMAC could be interesting if this is liquid. It's kind of liquid. It's pretty extended. But, and by the way, this list is pretty trimmed down. You can see how relatively short this list is. Like we're almost, a third of the way through. KLAC is just like AMAT. There's a lot of stuff that's just sort of not in play at all. Texas Instruments already went, but that's already on watch. Hey, what's going on? Let me know if you have a ticker you want me to look at. Your comment's going to show up on the screen. Let's see what else we got cooking here. Copper names. Yeah, that's another one to look at, just copper futures. Not hot, so wouldn't look at SCCO. ADI, still in play, kind of. Lockheed is way extended. Gold's extended. oil. I don't want a piece of that. Starbucks already went. Palantir is terrible for me. Yeah. What's your cost basis? Where do you own it from? What is your average? So I don't think you can buy it now. That's kind of how you make choices generally, is would you rebuy it if you had to buy it right now? This NPS is so illiquid. It also plays some games, so it's still on watch, but I'll definitely be wary of that one. 177 for Palantir. Yeah. So you must have got in somewhere in this consolidation. Maybe you got in over here, but yeah. This thing has just been evil for months. So it's too bad. Let's see what else we got cooking here. This copper and gold thing. Should you keep it? I mean, when were you planning to sell it, right? That's the answer you gotta always have when you buy something. But if you're asking whether you should keep it or not, the answer is probably no. Because you just have to say, would you buy it right here? And if that's in your strategy, then by all means keep it, but I wouldn't buy it right there, so it's not in my strategy. But I'm not a financial advisor, and not yours. Let's see what else. Most of this stuff does not look great. GLW is sort of some strength there. So keep an eye on that. Yeah, no problem. Let's see. Corning. Regeneron. Let's see. If there's anything else. These memory names are just extended. They just make it difficult to get situated in them. So yeah, the GVRT, the power generation names definitely made a move, but gonna need to pull back on those. I guess this is interesting, but it's just choppy. This is an actual spike too, so I don't know about that. Carvana is incredibly still holding up. Keep that on watch. Rocket finally selling off. So, does that mean the space names are selling off? No. So someone figured out that Rocket is not a space company. That's smart. NXPI is holding in there. Boy, this thing is choppy. VLO. Wow, Biden went. What else here? Hard to say if any of this looks interesting. Most everything does not right now. If we're being real. Wow, microchip went. It's still on watch, I believe. I just need to pull back now on that. It's a big company too. Stocks are just grinding up. IQV. We're gonna go for about 5 more minutes. If you have any tickers you want to take a look at, drop those in the comments. A lot of these that are just not that appealing right now, which is fine. But wow, Teradyne. Okay, that's still there. SMR, I don't know about the nuclear names right now. Yeah, maybe. I mean, only if you're really careful. Like, this is rough, right? So if you buy it out here and you risk like 1% or something, sure, take a swing at SMR. Because Oklo doesn't look great, and Oklo is generally the leader. So, we saw with USAR, yeah, it is starting to move up, maybe. But it's still pretty speculative. The whole problem with buying things way down is as they start to go up, all these people who own them over here sell, right? So that's the challenge. What else? Where were we here? Airlines, no. Bloom's still on watch, but don't know how to get situated in that. What else? Crazy enough, this still could be worth buying. Like, people are that excited about the SpaceX IPO, right? So, I don't know. TSM. Yeah, I mean, TSM, it did go down after I released that video. AKA, what happened exactly was it was 2 days, gap down after the day after earnings. So generally how you would buy something like this would be you wait for it to close on day one. And then you use that as a risk level. So you do something like you buy it as it goes over it, which, maybe that means you bought it here and you risked here and you risk like 1% and then you sold out. So you don't have to contend with this move down. But if you bought it down here, like more fundamentally, then that's different. But the whole point of like the technical reason to buy something after earnings would be, well, TSM hasn't really shown that pattern, but generally the idea is something has a good earnings and it just goes up from there. So good earnings, you risk that earnings high, it gets over it, and then you're risking like 1% and then you make like 20% in this example. Okay, so what were we looking at here? Somewhere up here, I think. Oh yeah, SATS. So oil names, just not interesting. If you guys have any other tickers, go ahead and drop those in the chat. Otherwise, we'll close this out in just a couple of minutes. IBKR, a lot of strength, but that came after earnings, so I don't know how I feel about that. A lot of this stuff is just going down. Market was going down. I don't know what's going on here, but probably going to leave that alone. It's kind of choppy. So $5 General. Dollar General does seem to still be moving up, but I don't want to be mixed in with retail names. Defense stocks. Well, AVAV kind of rolled over, which was kind of expected. So you can't touch that. And then KTOS is a big one. Maybe if it builds out a base here, it could be interesting, but right now it's not looking so hot. Those would be the main ones. And then the other ones already went on big runs. Lockheed went on a crazy run already. I'm sure this is like, I don't remember the exact dates, but Venezuela, somewhere in here. So, what else? A-Lab is still on watch. It's been not easy to get situated in, but keep that on watch. All right. Thanks so much for the questions. If you were watching and you didn't get a question, get it in next time. You can see they pop up on the screen. And if you see this recording, drop a comment. Let me know what you liked and what you need for the next one. Any sort of change in format. See you in the Discord. And yeah, you're welcome.